seconds.
All right, easy. See you in a bit.
All right.
Okay, so I need to vet this information, but I just learned that on the 12th, Eve Summers put an announcement out that only Blaine County Sheriff's Office, Blaine County Mayor's Office can approve scraps. So she made a official mayoral decree while she should have virtually no power. In addition to that, that announcement goes against the legislation they themselves wrote.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Now, I am taking this with a grain of salt because I have plushies being made. But I have a feeling it's because mine got approved before the 12th, and as a consequence, that announcement went out.
Damn, okay, so
there's a couple angles we can go at this. Now, imagine the pretending mayor of Blaine County stops approvals of campaign memorabilia and its effect on the current election. A decision made by a sitting pretending mayor.
Yo.
Brother, this is we got a case for immediate impeachment.
sounds like we got more than one immediate case for impeachment.
Not wrong.
Well, did you see the text that I sent you?
I'm gonna give you 50, Kevin. There you go.
Okay.
Easy.
I bet.
I have not yet. Let me
Check
see.
them out. Can I talk freely in front of Kevin?
Yeah.
All right, so I have it on good authority that the DOC warden said we can't support Kyle Pred. We have to vote according to the state because the DOJ doesn't like Kyle Pred. Or they will lose access to things such as ride-alongs with marshals. Which is an odd time to be bringing that stuff up because it has been in legislation, I guess, for a bit, according to them, but it's being brought
say
up
that one more
now.
time.
The DOC warden told his people to not vote for me due to the DOJ not liking me and potentially losing services such as ride-alongs with the marshals if they were to support me.
What?
Yes.
Who was the warden put in place by?
The warden had to have been put in place by the state, I believe, former Justice Bailey.
Bailey was the warden, though.
Bailey
And
was
he
the warden,
stepped
but he
down.
stepped down.
Okay,
So,
how would then Bailey do that?
Well, maybe he stepped down and then put Scotty Barr in
Or
charge.
Angel put him there.
Or Angel did, yeah. Potentially. I mean,
So him making that... Oh, my God.
well, who does the DOC work under? The marshals.
Yes. No, the DOJ.
Which is under the it's like the DOJ's operating.
The DOJ runs the marshals, runs the DOC, apparently runs EMS now or some weird shit like that. But
why are these people getting their hands in everything when they can't even run their own
didn't they announce that
institutions?
yesterday, or am I cooked? I think it was in the PD meeting. Michael, I'm at the resort.
have to
Very
ask
quickly,
somebody.
because I'm
Yep.
going to sleep.
Mhm.
So I wanted to call rather than text. The board was looked at, and the revision itself was made by Alex, not Eve. Alex,
That
not
shit
Eve.
is fucked, brother.
Take a copy of it still.
I've got it. Yeah.
Easy.
You want me to
Alex,
email?
I will.
Yes, email it to me.
I got it. Will do.
Perfect.
Ciao.
All right, you take care.
I will never, ever doubt people's ability to fuck up even more when they have so much hate towards individuals such as you and myself. We have here's the thing, right? Even like public displays from this election, things that are being done, the stuff that you're bringing up, the stuff that I'm bringing up, it's not a coincidence. I think
Yeah.
there's actually a really good case for
Collusion.
election fraud.
Yes, 1,000%. This is the problem that I think we're currently facing. We are actively having to campaign. We have something here, but to put these facts onto paper and to coordinate it into a onto the docket, whether it's in one big posting, whether it's multiple, is the tough part. We need somebody.
It have to be one.
We need a lawyer that can do good presenting the case, deep dive into. I know you and I could do it if we were helping two alternative candidates.
We need
But
Robin. Robin
Yeah.
and Tony Lung.
They
could do it.
Yeah. I think you're. Oh my God! And what's his name? Fucking Naked Boy. Their partner.
Naked Boy, who's that?
Yeah, the one who became a felon for a bit.
Rick.
Yes. Pretty much, we have to like really sit down and like iron this out, right? Because I'm saying this from experience, right? Robin's great. You know, all these guys are great, but we have days worth of information that needs to be filtered to them, because without them having that, it's going to be hard for them to work. You know what I mean? Because this isn't a case of I was hit with this charge, I was raided, and they can just get the FOIAs and whatever. They need all this information in a head. You get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, they need. That's why it's like what would have to come down is we'd have to like set up a recording device and sit down with them and tell them everything and say, hey, we need you guys to
Great idea.
Clean it up.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
I mean, the thing is that how is this going to like? Does this affect the election?
It could. I think.
But who oversees it? So here's the thing, Nino. Like, here's the issue that we're running into. I firmly believe, with the information that I have, that the complete entirety of the DOJ is complicit to the election fraud due to this information.
Yes.
All right. Who oversees a case? Who is the person that's going to come in and oversee this case and take it seriously? Who? And I mean, what's going to be done about it? What is the aftermath? Is there even a charge for election fraud tampering? Do we get fucked on that? Because we've seen in the past, you know, who oversees this accusation?
There are other levels of government. I know, because that's how the impeachment would work. It's just this hasn't been done, so people don't know. But there are, you can impeach, you can motion to have a higher, you know, I wouldn't worry about that aspect, you know.
All right, I trust you on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that's just what I'm worried about.
I don't know the details, but I know the facilities exist. But
well, they have to,
but
right?
It's got to be ironclad, right? Because we're now talking about like governor, senate, whatever the fuck it is, right? Supreme, like overlord, like, you know, who knows? But my point is that it's got to be ironclad, because I doubt they're gonna look at a bunch of like diarrhea on a posting, which the succinctness is going to matter.
We have to try and organize Robin and Tony Lung in the next 24 hours and get all the information to them and try and get something up on the docket in 48 from now.
Yeah.
The sooner the better. We can't ask them to be fucking miracle workers and get something up, but I mean, we need to get in contact with these people.
It is a miracle worker thing too, because like there's so many different bullet points here. You know what? We're going to be really good if someone was just really good at. I think we have to get it on recording and then get our thoughts extrapolated into a bullet point form of angles of attack, such that someone like Rick and you know, Robin, etc., can look at it and be like, these have the most merit. Let's tackle these. You know what I mean?
I mean, the thing is, in a perfect world, I'd love for us to fight it, but we have to set it up so that they can fight it and hope that they can come out on top.
Mm-hmm. There's another thing here too, right? Is you saw yesterday, right? There was the challenge that took place, right? With the hearing.
Yeah.
Nothing stops us from having multiple impeachment angles, right? And it's sort of like even if you cannot pass the bar of like 51% of like guilt or whatever. Well, if we can show a pattern, especially in such a short period of time, that may be enough.
We can. That's the thing. We can.
Yeah. We believe we can, but I mean, in terms of like whether the justice accepts it.
True.
So
I mean, because at the end of the day, it's like, what would be the proper format? I'm thinking you can't just say, fucking impeach the. Like, you can't just present an entire case against the DOJ. You have to present an entire case against Brittany Angel. You have to present one against the other justices. Like, so that's why I would suggest we get every justice's name that's overseeing the election, and we go after them individually, but with the same accusations, and then being complicit to. So it'd be like Angel for being directly involved, and then being complicit to the fact.
Yeah. Well, I already did the first step. I wrote my letter. So your impeachment requires us bringing up the issues to them and them having to rectify it. They've chosen not to rectify it and put a foot up down their throat. You know what I mean? So they're open for impeachment on election fraud already. Every single one of them. That's why I did the letter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, I mean, good. I mean, here's the thing. I firmly believe we got to get a hold of Robin. We got to get a hold of Tony. We got to get a hold of Rick. Fuck it. Get a hold of every attorney that we can and have them present
That's
the
too
argument.
much. We can't let it. Someone's going to leak. I think it's Robin and his firm, and leave it squarely on that.
Bobby's calling me. Maybe we should give Bobby the information and get him to go make the arrest on Eve.
No. I think Bobby and Carmine are going to screw it up.
That we give it to someone else then. Like Tyler, like Peters.
Exactly. Yeah, it's got to be somebody that can stand up in court
Bobby.
and not fuck it up.
Legal aid you? What do you mean legal aid you?
You guys are arresting Eve? What the fuck?
No. Kevin, the TLDR is Pred is getting screwed
Okay,
in
you have
the
identification.
election,
All right,
and
so
in order to
first
get
off,
him to
they're
win,
wrong.
we
Where
want
are
to get
you?
her off the ballot.
Oh.
3rd floor, on my way. Bye. Hey, you want to go fuck the marshals up just so we can feel good?
You do your thing. I gotta cook. Yeah.
All right. You keep
Yeah.
cooking. I gotta go have a meeting.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't
Wait,
think
so-
an arrest. We effectively what we're trying to do is show that the election is fraudulent and try to reopen up a new election, which would allow people to vote on both ends of the spectrum.
Okay. You're talking about
Yeah.
like the name shit, right? Where you guys are on the same ballot?
Exactly. Because effectively what's happened, I'll give you like the outline, is the Angel is leaning on the intention, the original intention of people declaring their residency and being a part of 1 or 2 counties. That original intention, she's using that as the shoe-in to gerrymander. So, effectively making it so we can only vote for 1 or 2 of the, like, you can only pick of, like, 1 mayor out of both counties, even though inherently not only is it against the Constitution, but it was done after the election already started and fundamentally does not actually introduce any form of residency because you can't acquire that information to begin with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you could theoretically have everybody who lives in the South vote for the mayor in the North.
Yep. And you see it happening too. Like I see it too.
Yeah.
People are like voting up north. And
Yeah. I mean,
and
people are voting up north just off of they don't fuck with Eve.
yes. And it's creating such a odd, I'm calling it 23andMe. You're being asked to declare something without knowing what the repercussions are. And in the response letter by Angel, she's pretty much like, well, it doesn't mean anything. Like, you know what I mean? And it's like, motherfucker, that doesn't mean like it won't tomorrow. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and how do you resolve that? You can't, because it's not defined. It's not documented. It's just trust me, bro, bullshit. You know? which is fundamentally why a big part of why that past constitution got reneged on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen. In my opinion, I think the long-term play has to be to somehow dismantle the concentration of power inside of the Department of Justice. The fact that one person of a branch of government can unilaterally make all these decisions about laws and elections is insane to me, with zero oversight, zero accountability.
yeah, yeah, that's exactly it. Should have heard about how Cyprus is getting fucked right now.
Wait, how?
These guys, I apparently laws are like the fucking definitions of charges are changing, and there's no announcements for it, and they're getting charged again for something else.
Oh wow, I'm pretty sure this happened recently, right?
Yeah.
Or when they changed the amount of money needed to contest without saying anything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, slippery slope is a real thing. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Would it be possible to legislate like a department to oversee something specifically to
That I'm gonna do that. We're gonna do the DOJ's job. You know, with the 5 districts, we're gonna start defining out residencies and all that, and build that entire infrastructure, and then, Kevin, this is gonna be the most interesting 3 months because all the bullshit legislation's done. We're gonna be fucking cooking. By the time I'm
Fantastic.
done, I will be justice.
Okay, hold on. Is this like when Max became like a cop or some shit?
More. I will bring a
Okay.
new age to this island. New jobs, new vehicles, new buildings, new police department.
Okay.
Even if it means we bomb the entire island and start fresh.
It seems a bit dramatic, don't you think?
Yeah, it probably is. I mean, we're probably not going to do half of that, but, you know.
Yeah, you're like the practical one amongst your cabinet, I think. So
Yeah.
pretty surprising for you to promise like new vehicles, new housing, etc., etc.
Yeah, that might be too much, to be honest.
It would be cool though, like in principle.
Yeah, I agree. Anyways.
Okay, would it be possible to, let's say, legislate a Department of Elections, for instance, to oversee elections specifically?
That is exactly what I want to do for the county. And by creating that framework, there's no reason why it could not be adopted by the state. And that's where the direction I want to go, is that we can use the county as a framework. Last 3 months was a framework for the future of the county. I think the next 3 is the county and setting it up where, like, this is how it could work statewide. Because we're going to need that cabinet for voting for
All these other
the
people.
districts, you know?
Yeah.
And who gets to vote in the districts. And then nothing stops that from becoming state law for the future. Because the reality is, I don't think we're going, as much as I'm enjoying the concept of, hey, let's try to reverse the election, open up another ballot. I'm realistic. The chance of any of that happening is very slim. And
Fred definitely believes that you can do that, by the way.
I know he does, and I need him to believe that. It's not that I need him to believe that, is I know we can. How do I put this? It's sort of like, I know that we have a extremely strong case, and I do believe that under a unbiased viewing of what we can present, we should in theory win. But the reality is, the time, the energy, and the resources don't exist to bring it to fruition. We're never going to be able to take everything that me and Pred have in our head and have it digested by an attorney. It's just not possible. It's too much unknowns, right? Impeachment's never been done. Overturning of elections haven't been done. It's too much for the current system to handle. So
Okay, so basically, Pred is kind of like your tool to overwhelm the system so that you can get done what you want to get done.
No,
That's
I
what it
wouldn't
sounds
say
like.
that. I would say that I am going to try to do these things. I need Pred to be hyped to do at least a percentage of it. Otherwise, he'll do 0%. So we can
Right.
come out having at least tried while simultaneously knowing that it's probably going to end up fruitless.
Okay,
Because,
I got you.
yeah, so the Pred hype is more me knowing Pred enough to know that if he doesn't believe we have a chance, he will do zero
Okay.
effort,
Yeah.
you know? So
I can see that.
to see, thank you for the 109 months. Yeah. Yeah, my
109 Ming
you'll learn my thought process is often very deep, and the intent is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
I mean, I like the idea of using Pred as like a smoke screen to kind of like get other shit done. You know what I'm saying? Because Pred will distract everybody and all the potential obstacles that you might face and anything that you're trying to do.
I wasn't thinking about it that way, but what you're saying is actually kind of true, to be honest. Let him soak up the heat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, he lives through that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's that he's being his most authentic self, being used in that way.
Yeah. You're not
It
wrong.
just so happens to be for our benefit.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
Well,
I do think, like, if we could solely legislate things that strip away the power of the Department of Justice and/or directly unite and go after some of their capabilities, I think that we can create like a better framework for governance in the future.
and that's the thing. Anything we do, it should always go back to, is it benefiting the city? And if I conclude the answer is yes, that means we're on the right path, even if we end up failing, you know?
Yeah.
So, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I will always believe that democratizing and like distributing power amongst the many, opposed to the few, is probably a step in the right direction.
1000%. Yeah, otherwise it's corruption becomes easy. You know what I mean? Most people most people cannot, and that includes myself. You never, it's hard to be, it's hard not to be tempted by greed. It's just human nature, you know?
Yeah, I also think that there's this latent like systemic corruption where this is just the way things have been. So people do things the way that they've always done it, not realizing that it's having some negative externalities, right? Because I imagine that what the DOJ is doing under Justice Angel has been done before. It just so happens that she's doing it in a way that has drawn a lot of attention to her, and that attention being adversarial to the interests of the general public.
Yeah, you are correct. An example of that is Crane would alter the definitions of charges, right?
Mhm.
The thing is that Crane was always announcing it, number one, and it would happen very sporadically, like it would happen like maybe once every like 3 months. I know this because like, I've seen it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not over his shoulder type shit, but I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? I was a lawyer while he was a judge for a while. The thing is, the problem is that if you do that today, but at a higher frequency, it's got more opportunity to affect someone. You know, it's like playing Minesweeper, right? If you make one move every week, the chance of you hitting a grenade within 3 months is unlikely, right?
Yeah.
But if you're hitting it every other day, pressing one of those Minesweeper spots every other day, you're probably gonna fucking land on a mine real fast.
100%.
Yeah. So
I happen to think that it's better for somebody to be as active as Justice Angel is, just maybe not have the power to affect change the way that she has the power to affect change.
I don't even think it's the power, and I think this is where like her and I are not seeing eye to eye, and it's getting misconstrued. And the problem is like she always comes at it, and this isn't just her. It's like a lot of motherfuckers. The moment there's a version, it's just like they're on this fuck you shit, right? And the problem is and that's why I was so opposed to the way that she wrote that letter. It was so like, it uses her favorite word, bad faith. This motherfucker literally has no idea what bad faith means. it's interpreting someone's opinion in the worst light possible instead of being like, expand on this thought. What do you mean? You know what I mean? And let's come to common ground. Where I'm going with this is, my biggest objection is we have the tools to define how things should be done. Why do we consistently and constantly instead make knee-jerk decisions, right? Take, for example, we had a food court problem. Should I go in and just start yoinking fucking people's shit? No. You sit back, you understand the problem, you pass it, and da-da-da-da-da. You take the steps, right?
Yeah.
But if you just on a whim make a decision, no human being will make a reasonable like decision. Like, you know what I mean? You can't, no one's that good at anything. It's anyways. All right, Kevin, I'm gonna get out there. I gotta start campaigning, handing these things out. You let me know if you need anything. So, like I said,
start handing that stuff out as well.
Hell yeah. As how many people have you run into that have said they're voting for Eve?
To be honest, zero. The only people that have said that they're voted for Eve are the people that are kind of affiliated with the campaign, either directly or indirectly.
That is very interesting.
Here was the biggest criticism that I heard. DLDR, someone who lives in the city, is leaning towards voting for Pred because she cares about what happens in the north. Her issue is that she doesn't see Eve enough, and the one interaction she had with Eve was sort of this like very superficial, transactional, hey, vote for me, versus actually having a conversation with her about policy. And the interaction that she got from you and Pred was that of policy, substance, and a commitment of time. And Eve kind of came across as a little bit more, I don't know if the word was entitled, but
yeah, like
the energy
hey,
around the Eve campaign is a lot different.
That's really good. There is another reality that we have to realize. Andy's landslide, a part of that is that Bobby was her opponent. You know? And Pred is not Bobby.
Yeah.
So he does that working for him. All right. Kevin, I appreciate you. If you need anything, have any questions, you give me a ring a ding.
Yeah, right back at you, Neil.
All right.
Whoever did these booklets did a great job, by the way.
Yeah, it's Michael. The guy's a fucking legend.
Honestly, Michael might be the MVP of people that I've met, like, last 6 months.
You know what it is, Kevin? This entire cabinet, a lot of these guys are new to the city. And there's a lot more of them. People need to be given a chance, you know what I mean? To spread their wings. And
Michael definitely, I think, exceeded expectations.
Oh my God, he's been holding it down a lot for me when I haven't been able to be around. It's great to see.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, Kevin. See you out there.